Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here. Let's just take a couple minutes to let a few people, maybe some church people, a few people roll in, and then we will get started. But thank you. Just gonna check. Okay, good. I can hear myself. That's good. Okay, awesome. Hey, everyone. Welcome. I just had a nice members chat with 9 other people. And a great mixture of legends, heroes, Hall of Fame, and franchise members. So, it was really good. It was really good just to chill, to greet each other, heading into Christmas, and all that stuff. Hey, everyone. I am Canuck Clay. I am the founder of the GLCPC, the good-looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks Commentary, my weekly live stream. This Sunday night, December the 19th, on a night where the Canucks were supposed to play the Arizona Coyotes. Lucas Gates, legendary Lucas, was supposed to go to that game with a friend, redeeming his one club seat game with from Van City Experts. Just Incredible, hero member, was supposed to work the game. Marie Huey was supposed to sing the anthems. Hall of Fame member Chris Seifried bought my tickets, actually my regular tickets. He was supposed to go to the game. So at least 3 or 4 connections that I know of that people were supposed to be there, but we know what's going on. And I'll get into that in a second. So if you're new here, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. And if you're new here, know that I talk for the first 10 minutes or so. It used to be 15, so be grateful now it's only 10. And then I'll throw it over to you for some Canucks and hockey-related questions. And then at the end, we'll do about 15 to 20 minutes of Ask Me Anything. And then I want to finish by 10 after 11, or maybe we'll go right up to 11:15, just until a couple minutes before my bowling video. So I'll talk about this more in a little bit, but I'm releasing a bowling video tonight at 11:15, and I'm releasing it as a premiere. So if you want to come out and watch that live with me, I won't be on video, but I'll be in the chat. I encourage you to do so. It's actually a lot of fun. Want to give a thank you and a shout out to my moderators. Thank you in advance. There are many of you, everyone with a wrench beside their name, and I hope that no one puts a wrench into your plans and that it won't be a crazy night for you, but we'll see. We never know. So thank you, moderators, in advance. As I always say, if it's sexist, racist, homophobic, ableist, or in another language, delete it. If you're not sure, just leave it, and we'll go from there. Travis Green, no, I'm not an elite bowler, although I did bowl a 223 game and a 195 game. I always like it when I can outbowl my weight. But this one, you can see it in the thank you, Coach Rob, for putting the videos in. This video, if you click on the preview, I bowled 176, so it's not bad. 176, but could be worse. Yeah, Chris, I'm not sure if you've been here since the start. I just mentioned that you were supposed to be at the game tonight, but I'll get to that in a second. So thank you to my moderators. Thank you to my sponsors, Perform and Transform, Personal Training and Weight Loss. You can sign up for a free 7-day trial using that link in my video description. I'll also be helping push a new product starting next week, so look for that. Also to Van City Experts, a real estate group. Jason Lim, a big friend and sponsor of many giveaways on this channel. So thanks to Jason and his team at Van City Experts. To Gassy Jack Art, making of those beautiful art, that beautiful artwork that you see right there. And then, of course, to Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor. Shout out to my legendary members, my legends, legendary Lucas Gates and legendary Andrew Chang. Hero members, nucksfan number 29 and Just Incredible. Hall of Fame members, Jens95, simalexander, Chris Seifried, Adam Broomfield, Shannon Hollingworth, Carol Bovenlander, and Hsmfangirl Gaming, and to franchise all-star members. Thanks to all of you. There are about 55 of you. I appreciate all of you. And I certainly don't take you for granted. And speaking of not taking anyone for granted, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the Lower Mainland, in the city, in the province, in the country, on the continent, or around the world, thank you. Thank you for being here. You know that I do not take you for granted. You know that I know that you could be watching, doing anything else right now, but yet you're here with me for the next little bit. And I appreciate you. And it means a lot to me. I think we are building an awesome Vancouver Canucks community here on YouTube. So while you're here, like the video, like the fact that we're together, like the fact that we're heading into 2 weeks off of work and school for some people. I know I'm only have to work one day this week. That's on Wednesday. But like the fact that we're together, like the fact that we're hanging out, like the fact that the Canucks are on a 6-game win streak, like the fact that all these other teams are scared that they don't have to play us, and like the fact that we are together here tonight. And like the fact that I'm releasing a bowling video for no apparent reason. All right, friends, let's get into a couple things, and then I will turn it over to you. So I have 4.5 minutes to do this. The biggest news, all Canucks games canceled now. No, sorry, not canceled. All Canucks games postponed, because canceled would intimate that we're not playing them again. All Canucks games postponed until Christmas at least. Now, we knew yesterday they postponed last night's game against Toronto, where we were going to whoop them and get to 500 with 7 wins straight. Then we were going to whip Arizona tonight after Marie sang the anthems, with Lucas watching, with Justin working, and with Chris in the stands as well. And we were going to 8 straight wins. And now the NHL also announced no Canada-US, no inter-border matchups, if that makes sense. So no Canadian teams traveling down to the US, no US teams traveling up to Canada. So that takes out Tuesday night Vancouver in San Jose, and that takes out Thursday night Anaheim in Vancouver. So far, 4 Canucks games postponed. That means they are not going to play again until Christmas. They can practice, they can hang out, but whatever it is, they're not going to be playing any games. So an interesting side effect of this is the Canucks, it always happens this year. The Canucks seem to race out to most games played. They played 31 games, 14, 15, and 2, one game under 500. And there are a few other teams now that only play 28, 29, 30, 27, 30. But now there's 4 or 5 other teams that have also played 31 games. And by the time the Canucks start playing, there'll actually be some teams that have played more than the Canucks, which is nice. Especially the Pacific Division. It was always warped, right? The standings. You'd see the Canucks with 31 games, but everyone else had played 27, 28, 29. So you say, oh, good, we're only 1 point behind them. We're 3 points behind them. And then you look and you say, oh, dang, they still have 2 or 3 games in hand. I think, not all, but I think many of these teams will now catch up on some of those games in hand, and we will have a better, more accurate reflection of the standing. So the NHL, they came out with a 3-part memo announcement today. The first one was, yes, the Omicron variant is present, but they're not seeing a lot of big side effects. So the point was they're going to not shut down the league yet. They're not going to shut down all the teams. Every team is going to be on a case-by-case basis. So whereas Toronto, they've been shut down, no practices, no games. Vancouver, no games, but they can still practice. So that was number 1. The second part of the memo was indeed what I just talked about. No inter-border games. So no Vancouver, no Canada versus US teams, Canadian-based teams versus US teams, either in Canada or in the States. So that was the second thing, the second part of their announcement. And number 3, the big one, and I know guys like Lucas and others have been telling me to keep an eye on this. It's becoming more and more likely, or I should say more and more unlikely. No, let's say this. Yeah, it's becoming more and more unlikely that the NHLers will go to the Olympics. 2 reasons. There's the whole political mess in China, but just as importantly, and more practically, the NHL put an out in their Olympic agreement that said, if COVID wreaks havoc on our season, and if we need those 3 weeks to instead reschedule, postpone games, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put them here. That's what they had there out in their agreement for us. So maybe, just maybe, the NHL is going to decide, hey, we need these 3 weeks to make up all of these postponed games. And therefore, we are not going to go to the Olympics. We're not going to subject our players to weird quarantine rules, 3 to 5 weeks. We're not going to imagine getting quarantined at the end, getting coronavirus, COVID, at the end of the 3 weeks Olympics, and then you're there for another 5 weeks. That's 2 months away, and then you're not with your family. You're not playing with your NHL club. So I fully expect the NHL to, and reporters are starting to tweet about it tonight. I fully expect the NHL to exercise their right to not go to the Olympics. Okay, I'm coming up to the 10-minute mark, so we're gonna do this. We're going to go hockey-related questions for the next 30 to 35 minutes. We'll do some Ask Me Anything. And then I can take it all the way up until 11:15, and then we just pop over to the premiere. But I can't go any later than 11:15, of course. I'm at the 10-minute mark, so I will turn it over to you. and hockey related and Canucks related questions starting now. And yes, I do live in Steveston and Railway. Gilbert, how will the Canucks determine who gets to go to the game on Sunday after the season ticket holders? Great question. So season ticket holders first, there's about 9,500. We presume that most of them will use it, but not all. And just like in the preseason, I guess once the season ticket members declare that they're not going, then in preseason they opened up to the public. Now with all these tickets sold already, I actually don't know what they're going to do, and I don't envy any team like the Canucks that have to figure out how they're going to distribute tickets. So we'll see. Just be patient. If you have tickets, just be patient and see what they come up with. Which defenseman, Hell of a Shot says, do you think JR will trade first? I don't think he's going to trade any of the young guys. So you're looking at, and I don't think it's going to be Ekman Larsson. So you're looking at, and Myers has played so well. So are you looking at Pullman or Hamonic if you can? Maybe it's one of those two guys. Fangirl, do you think the Canucks play another game before January? I could see them playing against Seattle on the 27th. I really can. But we'll see. We'll see. I could also see that not happening too. What a sit on the fence answer, right? It depends on what happens with Omicron over the next week or so. But I think there's a chance they'll play again before January. Derek Highclay, with the amount of teams shut down and have games postponed because of the NHL ban across border, do you think it improves Canucks' chance of making the playoffs? Yes and no. I think they have momentum, so you hate to see that momentum squandered. But a lot of the teams that they're chasing are now going to catch up in the games played department. So I don't think that the postponement of the games will actually technically help the Canucks' chances. It just evens out the standings a bit more. And maybe a team like Calgary drops a little bit because they're coming back with so many players under COVID protocol. Brandon, would a Chychrun for Myers, second in 2023, and Patan trade be possible? I think Arizona might say yes, considering all the trades it's made in the past. Yeah, Chychrun's so good, though. Isn't he 23 years old on a good contract? Man, I don't know. I think you'd have to throw in more than that, to be honest with you, Brandon. Good question, though. I live on Woodwards. Oh, we're very close to each other. Matt, go. Oh, Andrew in Shanghai. That's right. Sorry to hear. Alfred, if the international travel restrictions extend after the Christmas break, do you think the league will go back to the divisions we had last year? Yeah, Alfred, that's a great question. It's tough to do that mid-season because then you have to think of all the schedule imbalance, who's played who still has to play who. I don't know if that's going to happen. But that's a really good point, actually, Alfred. I never thought about that. That's a good question. I doubt it, but you never know. Which player should the Canucks target via trade? So this isn't who they should trade out. It's who they should target. Well, I think they could target a lot of guys. It depends on who's on the trade block. I know Chychrun from Arizona. There's been a lot of buzz around him. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, Jeevan. I'd have to think about that. You have to think about who's a UFA. But I don't think the Canucks want to give up prospects or picks just to chase a UFA right now either. Coach Rob, do you think that Vancouver will be able to fit all 82 games in, or will be a shortened season? I think they will. But it might just go a bit late, or they're going to use the Olympic break to help catch up. Gamer, do you think the Canucks will have a chance to make the playoffs? Sure, they have a chance. Their chances increase. Their small chances increasing ever so slightly with every win, but it's still an outside chance for sure. Dean, at what point is this just a cold? We stop testing, count a case, and move on. I hear more and more people thinking about this, talking about that, Dean, and even some professional athletes who are asymptomatic, and they're wondering why are we being shut down. Hello, Duffman. Lucas Clay, if the variant, what I've heard is mild, do you think the NHL just moved to the games that were postponed to be moved to the Olympic window? Yes, I do think that's going to happen. Hell of a shot. Which defenseman should the Canucks JR should be looking at in his first trade? I think I answered that just now. If you're talking about, I said Pullman or Hamonic, right? James, how does the NHL allow games for Seattle but not Vancouver? If Omicron is an issue, then isn't widespread. Yeah, it's we're 2 hours apart, yet it's the border that makes a big difference. It was just easier to make a sweeping thing than Canada and US, not individual cities. Yeah, Bruce, Coyote might want just the picks and prospects. You got it. Do you think it's worth going after Chychrun? Jaskrin, I think you have to ask, but I think the asking price is going to be too high. Fangirl, do you think Rutherford will spend the break really trying to hire a GM, at least interviewing? Certainly. I think now's a good time to continue to build his front office staff. Great question, Fangirl. Trevor, Olympic break is over 3 weeks. Oh, okay. I've always had 3 weeks in my head. The actual Olympics 3 weeks, right? No, not even. I don't know. Hello, Shannon. Derek, Clay, were you disappointed when we didn't see the return of fan favorite Louis Eriksson? Derek, to be honest with you, no. I actually sold my tickets to the game to Chris Seifried, who's in the chat. And then I had a chance to go to the game with Marie. But then I got back to her too late and she asked someone else. So I was at church playing the piano for Mass, then came back and did my members chat tonight, which I was going to do tomorrow. But because the Canucks game got canceled, I was able to do it tonight. Travis, can you believe that only 5 Stanley Cups in history have been won with non-North American captains? I did not know that. Lucas Clay, in response to Alfred's question, I've never heard of a league changing alignment and schedules mid-season. Yeah, I agree with you. Hell of a shot wants Aaron Ekblad. James, I get that, but protocol doesn't mean anyone's sick. Dogwood, hope it's Omicron will make this pandemic endemic. Yeah, Dogwood taught us the endemic word last time. But yes, I haven't used the term endemic used a lot, but I've certainly heard that it's going to become just part of everyday life. Well, with my rapid fire answers and the fact that we're a little bit smaller tonight than usual, which is fine, I'm actually caught up already. Hell of a shot, not a fan of the COVID talk. Gamer, do you think PD will ever be the old PD again? I do. And I think he's starting to come around right now. And so I'm quite confident. Someone asked me in my Ask Me Anything today if I think PD would be traded. I said no. So there are a couple of you that hate COVID talk. That's fine. Yeah, everyone rightfully has an opinion. They're tired of talking about it. They're tired of it, how it's wreaking havoc on society. It's tough. Do I know Jesse Work Elementary? I know Jesse Walk Elementary. Is that where you live? Dean, I don't think the government will let this happen. They'll always have some version of this going. Brandon, who would you trade for Chychrun, or what would it take to trade him? Oh, man. I think you're looking at Rathbone and Podkolzin as a start. I think it's going to be 3 or 4 assets. And when I say assets, picks and prospects. And I don't want to give up Podkolzin or Rathbone. Yeah. I think the asking price is going to be quite big. Canucks should be put in a division with Coyotes, Sens, Habs, Sabres, and Kraken. You mean so we can win the division, Jaskrin? Jesse Work. Matt, go ask it again. I'm not sure what you're asking. Clay, just a thank you for being a legend member. No problem, Lucas. I look forward to going to a game. Thanks to Jason when we can do it again. Awesome. Kel, do you think the postponements are a blessing in disguise? Maybe allow Hammond to come back, give players more practice time. Yeah, yes and no. Sure, they can get more healthy, the non-COVID guys, like Highmore, like Hamonic. But if you believe in momentum, and I do, it came at the worst possible time. But it also has the effect of evening out the standings games played that I mentioned as well. Fango, what do you think it will take to trade for Max Domi? Ooh, Domi, I think it 2 assets there, whether it's a draft pick and a prospect or whatever. That's what I think. Trevor hates the Bruins. Yes, I live near Jesse Walk. Nice. I don't want the Canucks to trade pods ever. I'm with you, Edmund. Alfred Rutherford has the capability of making bold moves. If he was the GM of the Canucks, not the interim, could you imagine him trading one of our core players in their prime? Yeah, Alfred, if he's shown that he's not afraid to do that, i.e. James Neal in Pittsburgh, it would have to, obviously it depends on what return comes back, but it wouldn't surprise me if he did something like that for sure. Chris, Clay, do you think with Highmore back, if you were Bruce, would you build a line of Tyler Mott, and who would be your third pick? You need a center, Highmore or Mott. I love them as wingers, so I think you had to put a Dickinson between them. If you want to keep Miller in the middle, then you keep Dickinson in between them. if you wanted to play Dickinson on the top 9, and you can keep Miller in the middle and Dickinson in the top 9, then you have to put Lammikko in between them. I wouldn't mind a Lammikko Mott Highmore line, to be honest with you. Justin Chikrin being on the trade block, I don't see how it will fit cap-wise and roster-wise, as the asking price from Arizona is insanely high. Roster player, key prospect, and preferably first round. But yeah, there you go. Justin said it very well. It's going to be at least 3 or 4 big pieces. GL Rebirth, do you think Rutherford will try to restock the Canucks draft picks? I don't know about restocking, but he's not going to trade away anymore. He did say that. At least that's what he said in his opening press conference. Derek Clay, do you think Bruce, there it is, can use this layoff before Christmas like a short training camp to get all systems in? That's a great point, Derek. I do think he did say it takes about a month with a new team. So that's a really good point, is now they can work on some systems work. That is a blessing in disguise. Derek, excellent point. Fangirl, thoughts on Pearson's game under Boudreau? He only had one rough game. I think he's been great. That line of Pearson, Miller, and Besser has been outstanding. Lucas Clay, considering the news about the Bettman talk with Quebec Premier, and if the Coyotes move to Quebec, would we want to see another realignment after Lana went to Winnipeg? Yeah, I guess with Arizona moving to Quebec, yeah, one more team would have to come back west, right, to even it out. Yeah, I don't know who that team would be. I don't know who's the most westmost geographic-wise. Good point. But yeah, we probably would see a realignment. Have a shot. Who would you like to see, JR? Who would I like to see? I like Gilman. I like Rutherford. Not Rutherford. We have Rutherford. McFarland out of Colorado. I like Telsky out of Carolina. Jordan, unfortunately, I feel if any core players got traded, it would be Miller. I don't want to trade it but he's only got this year next on contract. He's 28, and JR doesn't think we can win a cup in 3 years. Yeah. Imagine the haul you could get for trading Miller. $5.25 million this year, next year. 2 playoff runs with Miller in your lineup. He'd fetch a lot. I don't know if Domi's on the trade block. I just answered the question, Ellie Women's Hoops. Dogwood, will Calgary, Arizona, and Rangers name a captain anytime this season? Good question. They could easily go without. James, if you're the manager, what would you do with Brock or Miller at the deadline or offseason? Would you keep them, or trade them for a right-handed D? Gosh, I'd keep Brock. And Miller. You could really flip him for a lot of good players. As much as I like him, he's been such a good player. Alfred, either Detroit or Columbus would have to come back west. Thank you, Alfred. Jaskin, which player do you think has not benefited under Bruce Boudreau? Well, Yaroslav Halak is one. And I don't think anyone's gotten worse, but maybe someone like Mott maybe hasn't done, because of Boudreau's emphasis on skill players and the top of his lineup, someone like Mott maybe hasn't gotten as much ice time as I thought he would. Edmund, I count Rutherford would trade Podkolzin because we are in no position. I count Rutherford. Maybe is that I hope Rutherford won't. No, I can't. Actually, I'm not sure what Edmund's saying, but I think he's basically saying don't trade Podkolzin. Dogwood, I imagine Detroit would then return to the West. Yep, there's another vote for Detroit. Lucas, heard the rumors about the Canucks bringing in a woman in the high role. Heard Jennifer Botterill is a name being considered. Yep, I saw those tweets as well, Lucas. There's 2 or 3 names in there. Fangirl, do you think Benning gets hired by another team as a scout versus GM? Yes, I don't think he's going to get hired as a GM, maybe as a scout or another role. Justin, what do you think is the biggest reason for the Canadians' drastic turnaround from Cup final bottom league? I know there's no price in net, but I never envisioned. Yeah, Justin, it's no price. It's no Shea Weber. It's no Philip Deneau. I think those are 3 big pieces. Rebirth, would you say our top prospect right now is Klimovich? Yeah, I think Aiden McDonough is good too. But Klimovich probably the sexiest pedigree, so to speak. Lucas, clean response to my earlier question about Arizona, Quebec. I think the NHL would be following the NFL structuring, but have an East and West conference with 8 divisions in each. Maybe. 8 divisions in each? No, you mean 4 divisions in each. Total of 8. Yes, 4 divisions of 4 teams in each. I could see that. Derek Clay, which team with interim coaches do you see hiring Travis Green? Does Philly take a look because they can Vigneault? Or who's Mike Yeo coaching for? Mike Yeo just took over from someone. Who else fired their coach? Someone put in the chat, who else fired their coach aside from Philly? Never trade Podkolzin or 4. Yeah, there you go, Lucas. 4 divisions. Fangirl, how many times during the games do you think Bruce, there it is, chants happen? I'd say 4 or 5 after every goal. The last game I was at, after every goal, they broke out for sure. Women's hoops, how long did it take you to accept the Soviets and Eastern Bloc players on the Canucks? Right away. Of course, I was a lot younger back then too. Erwin, what are you going to do to fill in the Canucks void? Erwin, that's a really interesting question because I talked about this with my members. With no Canucks, sorry. I think there's 2 questions you're asking. If you're talking about my channel specifically, I actually don't want to go too crazy on the channel, although it's a good opportunity. I think I got to keep my priorities straight, and I think it'd be a little bit warped or skewed if I was going to spend too much time on my channel over the break when I could be with family. So that's one thing. But if you're talking about overall, not just about the channel, about how I'm going to spend my time, exercise, family, that kind of thing, church, for sure. For sure. Good question though, Erwin. Dogwood, if the NHL stays away from Olympics, will Jake Virtanen captain Team Canada victory? I don't know if you go there. Philly fired their coach. Oh, Winnipeg, of course. How do you think Klimovich will be? How good? So far from what I've seen, he looks like a steal. I think he'll be a good second round pick. A little inconsistent, but he's young. So I think he's going to be good. I really do. Chicago, that's right. And Winnipeg. So Yeo does coach the Flyers. Okay. I got so mixed up. Sorry, guys. Thank you. Hell of a shot. Welcome back to Canucks. Jim Benning as a scout. Not sure. Justin, Canucks, Flyers, Jets. Marie stepped down, but I think he would have gotten fired. Yeah, I agree with that. Gamer, who do you think is going to have the better career, Podkolzin or Höglander? I actually think Podkolzin. You guys might remember at the start of the year, I thought Podkolzin was going to take Höglander's spot in the lineup, like as a second liner, and then Podkolzin had a really slow start, but then so did Höglander. I think Podkolzin's going to have the better career, but they're both good players. Yes, Jordan, Höglander was a second round steal as well. I agree with that. I like Jim as a scout. Lucas said the realignment happens. It's entirely plausible to have Calgary, Edmonton, Seattle, and reformed Northwest. Yeah. Winnipeg has Dave Lowry. Thanks, Shannon. And Shannon and Rob know Lowry because he coached the Victoria Royals. Very good. Very good. Good stuff so far, you guys. I like being on top of the chat as opposed to being 10 minutes behind. Jim Benning drafted all these guys. He did, James. He did. And there's a lot of people that are saying now that the Canucks are playing so well under Boudreau with the players that Benning mostly drafted that it's a sign that Green was more of a problem than Benning was. Interesting. Fangirl, when do you think a Canadian team will finally win a Stanley Cup? 1993, before I was born. Yeah, I didn't give Montreal much of a chance last year. Toronto and Edmonton are probably our best chances in the immediate future. I don't know if it's going to happen in the next 10 years because it's one thing to get to the final. It's another thing to win it, right? Adam Lowry, you get all ice time now. Derek Clay, who do you think coaches the Canadian Olympic team if the NHL does indeed pull out? What's Willie Desjardins doing right now? Jordan, I agree about Pods having the better career, as he should, though. He was the 10th overall pick, and I think that would be a steal of a spot to take him to. Yeah, let's see how he does. It's still early, but I like what I've seen so far. Brandon, sorry I missed what you said about Klimovich. Do you think he was a steal? Yeah, I think he's a good second-round pick. What do you think his ceiling is, or is it too early to tell? It is kind of early, but he could be probably a second liner. I don't think we're talking about a top liner, but if he's a second or third liner, we should be happy. Lucas, Winnipeg has the weird distinction of having a father-son duo as Dave Lowry and Adam. Yeah. Jack, you think the Canucks will still play those games that were postponed this season? I do, Jack. We just don't know when, but I think they'll play them for sure. Hey, Marcus, welcome back. And I looked up your mom, Marcus. That sounded horrible, but you know what? Let me finish. Because you're talking about commerce. And then, so I looked her up on Facebook. I looked you up on Facebook. No, I think I put your mom's first name and her last name. And then, Marcus, if I'm looking at the right person, does your mom look pretty young, actually? And do you have a brother? That's all I'll say right now. Jaskran, and welcome back to BC. Jaskran, Willie's the manager and coach of the Medicine Hat Tigers. That's not a surprise. Jordan, I've heard the main problem with Klimovich is hockey IQ and defense side of the game. If we can tweak those, we have another lethal puck handler sniper. His shot is pretty wicked. Yes, Trevor, Trevor and Brandon, not my finest moment. I got to make sure that I finish my thought next time. Okay, so Marcus, I did I did look her up on Facebook, and I'm trying to figure out if I actually went to school with her, but I think she is 4 years older than I am, but she does not look 4 years older than I am. BC Neil, I will not comment on your comment. Trying to get me in trouble from everyone. Fangirl, do you think Britannia gets a chance at Canadian Olympic team? No, I don't. Not while the investigation is still going on. I don't know how you take them. Hell of a shot. Who's your favorite defenseman outside the Canucks and the Jets? Well, I do like Cale Makar. Yep, I do like Cale Makar. And yeah, he's probably my favorite actually outside of I do like Hedman a lot too. No surprise because, as you know, Tampa and Colorado are my third and fourth favorite teams after Vancouver and the Jets. Good question. Justin, if you could redraft, would you still take Podkolzin or Caulfield? You know, last year Caulfield played really well, especially in the playoffs. Then he struggled this year. No, I'm still comfortable with the Podkolzin pick, Justin. I really am. Lucas Clay, in regards to the ticketing thing, I have someone who is joining CSC in marketing. He may know what's going on with ticket sales and allocation. Good. They're going to be busy. Marcus, UBC accounting, it was worth the shot. Small world. I agree. Edmund, fair to say new GM for Vancouver being the end of the season? I think so. They say they're not rushing, but it'd be great to have someone in by the trade deadline and then be ready to negotiate contracts. There's no shortage of talented Canadian players outside the NHL. That's true, Trevor, especially in the European leagues. Gamer Kid, what is your favorite player? It is Bo Horvat. Brandon, when both Makar and Hughes retire, who do you think in the end will come out on top as better defenseman? Well, Makar is on the better team. And Makar already has more accolades. Rookie of the Year, Norris Trophy finalist. I think it's going to be close, but I think Makar, there's a reason why Makar is third overall pick and or fourth overall pick. And Hughes was seventh. Still very good. I think Hughes is going to have an outstanding career, but I think Makar's will be better. Jordan, if you're the coach, would you want to call up Lockwood just to see how he would do, how much energy he could bring rather than chase on? Yeah, but I play DiGiuseppe in front of Lockwood. Yeah. Jack, I was mad about Anaheim taking Zegras, and now yes, Zegras would have been a great pick. I remember that too. There are a lot of those American guys, right? Zegras, Caulfield, Boldy. You didn't know where they were going to go. Fangirl, best tips for someone who's going to Rogers Arena for the first time when I do to finally go as soon as it is safe for me. Yeah, Fangirl, let's cross that bridge when we get to it because I could say a bunch of stuff now, but if you're not going to go for another year, then there's really no point because I could spend half an hour talking about my experience at Rogers Arena. But if you saw my vlog that I did for Hall of Fame and up, you probably saw a bit of it. Fangirl, I'm not sure if you've watched that yet. But yeah, there's a bunch of things, everything from where to park to getting a free pop to whatever it may be. So let's talk when it gets closer for sure. Lucas Clay, since the league kind of stole our Towel Power mantra, what do you think we should do as a new playoff tradition? I think we should all chant Bruce there. No, new playoff tradition, towels, lights. There's not much more you can do that's all 18,000 people can do. Yeah, I don't know. People have worn the same color before. They've done towels. They've done lights. I have to think about that one. That's a really good question. Thank you, Mr. Joker, for the subscription. Matt Go, do you think Horvat is the best face-off man in the league? No, not the best, but he's up there. Fillmore, just tuned in, checking the Canucks. Yeah, Fillmore, I know you just tuned in because I've talked about that about 3 times already. I think the asking price is too high. Mr. Joker, if you were Canucks GM, would you trade Podkolzin and Hoglander for Jack Hughes? I think you got to consider it. If it's Jack Hughes, you're getting a bona fide first liner and the brother of Quinn. I think you got to consider it. Jordan, in your opinion, what is the soonest you could see the Canucks being a real contender? I really think next year. If things go well. I really do. If their players continue to develop. Jack says don't get the arena food. Adam Fox won the Norris in a second. Yeah, he did. Jaskrin, if we did a redraft at 28, do you see Quinn going first? No, I think it's Svechnikov. But Quinn's right up there. Right up there. Lucas, Maybe it shouldn't be lights on for playoff traditions. Subtle hints. Marcus, don't think Chicken and Canucks. We have no picks to give up for him. I agree. James, what would you give up to get McAvoy? And is it impossible? He's the perfect pair. Yeah, McAvoy would be good. He's American, right? Another smaller size guy. What would you give up to get McAvoy? I like him a lot, actually. I have him in my keeper pool. But you have to give a roster player for sure. Plus, a roster player plus, because he's on a decent contract. That's a lot. Sue, a bunch of something, few. Do you think the Canucks can continue the momentum? I sure hope so, but it's not the great timing. I mean, I can't do anything about it, but not the great timing. Fangirl, what would it take to trade for Jack Hughes? Oh, I think you're doing 2 or 3 assets for him as well, because he's a number one. Was he number 1 pick? Yeah. New Canucks tradition. Marcus, watch the JT Miller mic'd up. I've never heard so many F-bombs in one video. Yeah, it was pretty darn funny, for sure. Very entertaining. Hogs and pods for Jack and Luke. No, I think you got to throw in more than hogs and Podkolzin, to be honest with you, for Jack and Luke. LA Williams, do they ever ID the 2 Green Men fans? Yes. Well, I know who they are. Peter, when everyone is healthy, what should the lines look like? Well, it's funny. They've never gone to the ones I wanted from the start of the year. That was Lotto. That was Horvat, Hoglander, Garland. That was Podkolzin, Pearson, Dickinson. When everyone is healthy, I think they go... Are you talking about everyone? Like Sutter and everything? If everyone is healthy, I would go Lotto, Horvat, Garland, Hoglander, Dickinson, Pearson, Podkolzin. And then if everyone's healthy, I go Sutter, Mott, Highmore. If everyone's healthy. Jack says New Jersey isn't trading Jack. McAvoy is also untouchable, says Sue. Throwing Jersey in the ice. Nice, hell of a shot. Marcus, we need 2 new guys to be the Green Men. Why don't you? You and someone else in here. Matt Gold, do you think Horvat could be the captain and win a Stanley Cup? If not, do you think he can take us there? No, I think he can. Obviously, it takes more than just one guy, but I think he's got the makeup to do so. Lights out hockey in the black skate. I like it, Lucas. McAvoy would only be potato for PD and maybe a pick. Wow, that's a big ask. Jordan, I think I would stay away from Jack Hughes, similar to PD, and we don't really need another straight skill guy. Derek Clay, who do you think is the next GM coach to get fired? Well, I thought it might be Islanders. It could be Ottawa. Marcus, still love the Tanner Pearson for Jake DeBrusk trade idea. Yeah, I know you do. Bruce, Boston is still looking for a defenseman, so they wouldn't trade McAvoy. Lucas, did you see the chirp that Mason Gersten said to Bertuzzi? Yeah, he said, get vaccinated. That was interesting. Gamer, what is your favorite goalie in NHL history? It's actually Roberto Luongo. Arso, hey Clay, how are you? I'm great. Hope you are well. Do you think the league will be forced to shut down if COVID continues this way or get worse? Yes. If it gets worse, I think the league will shut down for a little bit. James, yeah, get that McAvoy's untouchable. Fangirl, has the Canucks reached out to Marie about singing the anthems at a different game yet? I don't know. I'll see Marie tomorrow. I can ask her. But I'm sure, well, she'll sing at the Arizona one whenever that's rescheduled to. And I don't know what else she has. Marcus, keep forgetting Highmore is out. Yes, me too. Clay would be great to hear you on Donnie and Dolly. Yeah, Sue, I agree. I've had Dollywall on my channel twice. I've had Don Taylor on my channel once. I think they should return the favor. I think I do good. No, that's bad English. Poor English. That was horrible. I think I do well on the show. I really do. Trevor, Sutter's career might be over. Yeah, that sucks. Peter, trade Chason for Sean. Fair deal. My son, Sean. Oh, yeah, Sean would be pretty effective. Although he's not the best skater, but he's got good hands. LA Women's Hoops, have one or both of them on your next 24-hour live. Who are we talking about, LA Women's Hoops? Have one or both. You mean the Green Men? Jaskran, when do you think Chason will enter protocols? He won't take up room on the power. Oh, gee. I don't want to wish that on anyone, so I'm not going to answer that. Delzato still sucks. Thank you, Marcus. Matt Go, do you think Demko is one of the, if not the best goalies in the league right now? Yeah, he's certainly one of the bbest. I wouldn't put him as the best yet, but he's pretty darn close. Joker, who do you think will have better NHL career, Podkolzin or Hoglander? Answered that earlier. Podkolzin. Sue, Matt Demmer should be in the running. Yep. Derek, Clay, it would be great to have Marie sing on your live stream since Canucks games are postponed. Derek, I will bring that up to her tomorrow. We'll see what she says. We did have her on my 24-hour live stream. She sang for a whole hour, well, with breaks, but we did an hour and 15 concert. All right, so Clay, thoughts on the Paul Maurice resigning, not resigning. Isn't it funny how resigning and resigning are spelled the same way? Do you think that was forced by the GM, or do you think he actually wanted to resign? I believe him. He's a straight shooter. I believe he was losing his passion. Hell of a shot. Do you think the Canucks can hit a 10-game win streak under Boudreau? I absolutely think they can. I really, because Toronto will be a tough game, but they can beat Arizona. They can beat San Jose and Anaheim. I think they could have done it. Lucas Clay, I'm honestly not too worried about the break. I think we may be back in a matter of weeks. Won't be long. Heard some teams are already bouncing back fast. Good. James, Donnie and Dolly will feature you. We'll see. Yes, the Green Man. Okay, I know where to reach at least one of them. Gamer, who do you think is going to win the Stanley Cup this season? Colorado or Florida? Alfred, do you think the Canucks will re-sign Sutter after COVID-plagued year for him? I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be in any shape to play at a high level, Alfred. Raspberry, since we can only play Canadian games, why don't they reschedule that Toronto game and play it this week? Yeah, it's not just a matter of that, though. I think they're going to have to take a comprehensive approach. Look at how many games Toronto's missing. Look at how many games Vancouver's missing. But I hear what you're saying. Marcus, hearing Jen Botterill going to be a GM or something for us sometime soon. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, Marcus, that there's a few women that are in the running as well. Jordan, not sure how much you know about this year's prospects, but say we get a top 10 pick. Jordan, thank you for the confidence. I know nothing about prospects. I learned about them about a month before the draft, so I have no clue, and I would give you a horrible answer. Matt Go, best player on the Canucks other than Demko right now, JT Miller. Jack, thoughts on JVR trade to Vancouver for that power play, get Chase on off the power. I wouldn't trade for JVR just to get Chase on off the power play. You can do that with guys that you have in your lineup now. Jaskran, benefit of the break is that most Canucks will be fresh off the break. That's fair. Lucas, no disrespect, but I think Sutter is done. Yep. That's not disrespectful. That's an honest opinion. Sue, tough to re-sign Sutter after a year he was signed as a fourth liner. Yeah, and a cheap contract too. Arsenal, Clay, how are you feeling now that it's been a few days since you got your booster? Any side effects? No, Arsenal, just a little bit tender. What was funny though, I got it on Thursday, so I had my Friday morning workout at 7 a.m. So I got my booster in my left arm, so it's a tiny bit tender, but not bad. My right arm, I've had trouble with my shoulder, and I've had trouble with my shoulder for the past 2 weeks. So there are some exercises where look. So this is, I can extend my left. I actually can't. I can't extend my full right arm, so I have to do some physio, some rehab. So that's I'm not that flexible in the first place, but that's the most I can actually extend my right arm. So it looked pretty bad actually that I couldn't even go full extension on both arms, booster and sore or torn or something. But the crazy thing is my trainer picked that day to post a clip from the Zoom workout onto his Instagram, and you see everyone doing an exercise and me, like, it looks like I'm half-assing it basically, but it's because I was injured. Okay, thanks for letting me explain that. Sorry for the horrible explanation. But thanks for asking, Arsenal. I just remembered I was answering. Yeah, I feel good. Marjorie, do you think 27 games will happen against Seattle? Oh, the 27th game. Kind of sad because I was supposed to go to the 23rd game. Yeah, someone asked about that earlier, Marjorie. By the way, how are your exams going? And I think I'm hopeful that the 27th does happen because I'm going to that game. Marcus, thoughts on us trading PD and Demko for Del Zotto? I think we're going to have to throw in a bit more, Marcus. Sue, Clay, what do you have as a percentage to make the playoffs? I'm saying it's close to 50-50. The percentages will say it's 6-7. I think 50-50 is a little high as well as the Canucks are playing. I'll go 25% chance of them making playoffs. The hole they dug was so bad, you guys. And even if they beat Toronto and they're 500, they still have to go 12 games over 500 for the rest of the season. Mr. Joker, Clay, did you know that Benning wanted Cody Glass while Judd wanted EP40? Without Judd, we'd be stuck with Cody Glass. I have heard that story for sure. Hell of a shot. Clay's a man's man. Whatever that means, sure. PD for Mikheyev? Nope, I still like PD. Clay, what is your right arm sore from? I think I pulled it or hyperextended. I did something, and I know it's a shoulder thing because right there is the most I can extend it. So it's something on the outside shoulder, I think, because it hurts when I do certain movements for sure. Fangirl, who has been the worst Canuck since Boudreaux was hired? Worst? I actually don't think anyone's been bad, but I think guys like Mott aren't as effective as maybe I expected them to be. But it's still early. It's still early. Oh, Jaskran. Oh, sorry. I skipped a couple. I got confused by Marjorie. There. Marjorie. I finished my exams yesterday. I thought it went decently. Oh, congratulations. And Jacob, my son, just finished his last exam yesterday too. I'm also supposed to go to the game on the 27th. Yes, Marjorie, if you go on the 27th, let's make a point to meet, because I would love to meet you and say, hey, and see what a mature 18-year-old is like, unlike my son. Jaskran, do you think we should sign Louis this free agency for good luck? No, and no. Jordan, here's a debatable one. So last year, PD started slow, ended well before injury. This year, he looked mediocre to bad and started picking up. Do you think he'll be as good as we thought before? Yes, I do. I have full confidence that he'll get back to where he was. I really do. Marcus says exams nowadays are an absolute joke. Yeah, my son Sean, so Sean's my older one. Jacob's my middle guy. Sean just found out his exams are going to be online now. Sue got a hold with PD even his off year. We seen him in the bubble and he was elite. I agree. Shannon, I'm going to go to snuggle with Charlie and settle down before we bed. So signing off. No problem, Shannon. Take care. Have a good day at work tomorrow. Lucas, those side effects prove the vaccine work. Sorry for those who don't agree with me in the chat. Oh, Lucas, you made it so far. I'm just kidding. It's fine. Gamer, do you think Miller is going to lead the Canucks in points this season? Yes, I do. Edmund, probably a tighter shoulder. Ever consider massage? Definitely, Edmund. I think I'm going to go to massage or a physio, one or the two. Friendly Walker, do you think any of our current roster will ever have their number in the rafters? I think PD or Hughes have a chance. And maybe even Demko. Lucas, just got the notification for the bowling vid on my phone. Yeah, I saw it too. You tore your labrum. I'm not sure. I don't even know what my labrum is. I hear Gail and Kayla having a very heated discussion upstairs. Justin, Farhan Lalji just announced that Disappear Canucks will be shutting down completely until Christmas like other teams. The team practice schedule tomorrow morning. Yes, I saw that. Canucks PR tweeted out that the Canucks are practicing tomorrow, which is good. That means they haven't had more positive cases. Hell of a shot. What are your thoughts on Tom Brady being shut out for the first time? I did not know that. I just saw someone tweet saying Tom Brady was bad. I did not know that. Surprised that this is his first time. He's had a really good career, obviously. Arso, that's great. What are you studying, Arso? Congrats. Marcus, good luck tomorrow. It sounds like you don't need it, though, the way you're talking. Hello, Canuck Stream. How many points do you see JT finishing with? I think he'll get between 80 and 85. Reaction Club, I forgot you were doing a stream. Filled up my Canucks game time by watching older episodes of Mr. Bean. That's fine too. But I got a bonus video coming out in half an hour. Would you trade Miller for a 2D? Yeah, bona fide right hand. Like, you're talking about like not a second pairing D, but a second defense. Like a guy to play with Quinn Hughes as a bona fide first pairing. If Hughes is 1D and 2D, yeah, I would. You think Miller is a part of the future? I don't know. He's good, but he's getting old, and you gotta consider moving him for sure. Jordan, I agree with you on your PD take. Look at McKinnon in the beginning years; he wasn't amazing. For I think it was 3 or 4 seasons. Look at him now. Yeah, and that's how Colorado got him that pretty sweet deal. Depends on who the 2D is. That's true. Dogwood, here's a new Canuck tradition. Everyone hold your lighters in the air like a 70s rock concert. You know, because weed. Fillmore, with games postponed, will the Canucks be even better with players back from protocol and injuries? That's the thought, Fillmore. We were talking about that earlier. A guy like Hamnick has more time to recover, for sure. Marjorie, will the Canucks be able to re-sign Miller, Bester, and Horvat in future? I can't imagine seeing any of them gone. I don't think they can afford to sign all 3 of them. I think one of them has to go. My guess is Miller. All right, so yeah, they went tall. Maybe they went well. Good. Enjoy the well-deserved free time, Arsenal. Hughes with Shen is such an underestimated pairing. They've been fine. James, the labrum is an upper shoulder muscle and tendon that holds the shoulder in the socket. Okay, that sounds right then, James. I'm going to look that up. Mr. Joker, Clay, knowing what you know now, do you still make the big Arizona trade that Canucks made? Absolutely. I still do. Because I think Garland's going to be a steal, and I think Ekman Larsson's got a lot of good hockey in him. Sue, we are doing so well with everything but D. We just need a player who's bona fide 1-2D. Hughes is great, but his defending is always going to be a question. I'd give a lot for 1D. Yeah, but Hughes is getting better, but I agree. Brandon, the only person I'd trade Miller for is Chikrin for Miller, and a third. That's it. Okay. Do you think Miller will re-sign a year and a half out? I don't think so, but I want him to, but I don't know how they can do it. Canucks dream thing is with McKinnon. Sakic did surround him with other great talent, benefits him when he had a winger like Rantanen. That's a great point. Some really good players in Colorado. Clay, do you go to a gym? Why, Dean, does it look like it? Or are you saying I should? No, I don't go to a gym, but I've been part of Perform and Transform, the personal training weight loss company that I've been talking about for the past 4 months. I've been there since September 1. I've lost 16, 17 pounds and eating better and looking better, feeling better. Jordan, heading to bed, got my final exam. Good luck, Jordan. Lucas, with this news about the practice, are you optimistic that the Canucks may be back on the 27th after that? Yeah, I am. I'm optimistic, Lucas. A man's man is what other men look up to. Thank you, hell of a shot. Bruce, but the Canucks are short on centers compared to wingers, so that is another reason I see Besser traded. That's fair. He's so young though. But I hear you. Marcus, okay, I'm going to do some last minute cramming piece. Okay, Marcus, no problem. Jaskrin, do you think JT can take a cheap contract out of love for the Canucks? We know Brock won't because he got dragged out of the contract situation when he got. No, I think Miller. Why? I think gone are the days where guys take hometown discounts because you got to get whatever you can. Chase on for McDavid. Oh yeah, I do that for sure. Matt Go, do you think Edler is getting a jersey retired? No, I think he's a Ring of Honor, but I don't think he's a jersey retired. Sue Miller's going to ask for 8 or 9 times 4. Ooh, I don't know if he'll ask for that much because he's only at 5.25 now. I think he's going to ask for 7 or 7.5. Going to be tough, but consensus might have to go to the East as he's so high as a trade right now. Filmer, who can be a younger JT if he's gone? Free agent, not homegrown. A free agent, younger JT. I'd have to think about that. That's a great question, Filmer. I'd have to think about that one. Also, why do you think JT would not want to sign here, Clay? Well, I think it comes down to money. If the Canucks if the Canucks don't make the playoffs this year or next year, he'll be up by in his starting his 30s. I think he might want to go to contender. That's just my gut feeling. Lucas, Clay, do you think the number 1 should be retired for Luongo and McLean? Oh, interesting. McLean's in the Ring of Honor, right? But Luongo isn't yet. No, I think they had. Oh gosh, I love Luongo. Is he jersey retire quality though? I guess it's debatable. That's a good question. I don't think it's going to happen though. Derek, Clay, have any of the Canucks who got COVID last year got reinfected with the new variant? Yeah, I think Mott and Myers, basically any player that was here last year, we know that they had COVID. So I think Myers and Mott are at least reinfections. I don't know about any of the new guys. Duffman, do you think a goalie will ever wear number 1 for the Canucks again? That's a good question. So it's weird. I just finished saying I don't know if they're going to retire the jersey, but I also don't see anyone wearing it again. So it kind of has the effect of retiring our jersey, right? Jaskrin, Clay, I got to go. I'll see you at Canucks After Dark. No problem, Jaskrin. Matt Go, do you think Horvat is a Canuck for life? I do. I have a feeling that he is going to be. Mr. Joker, Clay, who do you think is the best GM in the NHL right now? Love what Sakic's doing in Colorado. Dogwood, down 1%. There's an draft pick too. All right, let's do last 2 or 3 minutes of Canucks and hockey-related questions. So don't ask me anything yet. Last 2 or 3 minutes of hockey-related, Canucks-related questions, and then we'll flip it to ask me anything. Lucas, I think number 1 will be retired not too far off. I think there's not enough room left in the Ring of Honor. Probably will see a number going up soon. Fair enough. Yeah, Yzerman's a good GM as well. So 2 more minutes of hockey and Canucks-related questions. Yeah, I agree about the Sakic. For sure. For sure. Dogwood, if Longo gets his jersey retired, shouldn't McLean also get his number retired? Yeah, so I guess that's one of the challenges. Canucks Dream, do you think Horvat is a better playoff performer than Austin Matthews, even though AM has been in the postseason for a while now? I don't know. Horvat had a nice run in the bubble, but it's not like he's led our team to great heights yet. Neither has Matthews, so I wouldn't say he's better than Matthews, not in playoffs. Lucas Clay, would you ever want to own a hockey team, pro or amateur? So you're talking about if I had the money? Yeah, I think that would be cool, but I don't have the money. Eisenman built the boats, says Edmund. Horvat reminds me of Derek Carr of the Raiders because he wants to win his team, for his team. Lucas, Duffman, if Demko wins the cup for us, do you think he could change his number to number 1? I think it's going. No, I think he'll keep his number and make all 35s proud. When will Henrik and Daniel be added to the Ring of Honor? They won't be, Brandon, because they already have their jerseys retired, so they won't go in the Ring of Honor. It's one or the other. Clay, do you think Jim Houston will... I don't know what you said because it's gone now. Fangirl, do you think Rutherford has narrowed down his list of 40 potential GMs? Yeah, I think he said that. I think he's probably looking at only a handful already, Fangirl. I really do. Okay, let's transition now to Ask Me Anything. We'll do this for 15 minutes. So ask me anything, not Canucks related, not hockey related, as soon as I've answered this one from Arsenal. Clay, thoughts on the Arizona situation? Do you think Bettman will ever move them? I think he wants... I think the writing's on the wall. They got to move. We're having a different crazy story every year. Yeah, McLean and Longo, we're good, Lucas, for sure. Favorite Avenger? Not a big fan of the movies. Let's go with... is the Hulk one? Is the Hulk an Avenger? I'll pick him. Coffee or tea? Don't drink either of them, but if I had to, it'd be coffee. Edmund Clay, did you have full this week? No, I didn't. Marjorie, how has your week been? Anything exciting happen? Yeah, the week's been good. I had a couple of days off of work, and it's Kayla's birthday on Tuesday. I'm excited for that. Marie's coming over tomorrow. We're going to record some cameos and a new song. I'm excited for that. Yeah, it's been a good week, Marjorie. Really good week. Thank you for asking. So Clay, are you going to watch the Canadian soccer games early next year? Yeah, I'll watch them on TV. I'm not going to go to... I think that's what you're asking. Yeah, I will. James, take care of your shoulder, Clay. It will take some time to recover. It's not a simple injury. I've been through a dislocation myself. I get it, and I will pray for you. Thank you, James. I appreciate that. I will take it slow for sure. How did you propose to your wife? Lazy husband, I proposed to my wife actually at church, and there's actually a video of it on YouTube. I'm going to put it in the chat right now, and you can watch it whenever you want. The audio is not the best because remember, this was back in 1999. Clay emo proposal. So long and short of it, we pretended we were going to sing a song to my wife at a church event, and I ended up proposing in the middle of it. So there is the video if anyone, for whatever reason, wants to look at it. LA Women's Hoops, have you had either the Beyond or Impossible Burger, plant-based burgers that look and taste like real beef? No, I haven't. And I'm pretty biased. I should have more of an open mind, so no, I haven't. Derek Clay, on Christmas Day, does the emo household have NFL or NBA Christmas Day games on? Not a lot. We're usually with family or at church, but we might have some NBA games on the background, but certainly not where we gather around and make sure that we watch it. Score on Wii Sports Bowling. I have had a perfect game. Before I did real bowling, I actually blogged about it, about my road to a perfect game. I do have one perfect game in Wii Bowling for sure. Canuck Stream, if you have to choose between Matsuyama or Tyson, which one will you choose? Matsu, every day. Clay, if you have pop, are you Coke or Pepsi? Pepsi, for sure. Brandon, do you have any Christmas traditions? Go to church, get together with family, but nothing too traditional, to be honest with you. NFL or NBA, MLB, what's your favorite first? Right now it's NFL. When the Grizzlies were here, it was NBA. Nintendo or Sega during the console wars of the 1990s. Started off as a Nintendo guy, Lucas, then moved to Sega Genesis. Reaction Club. Yes, the Hulk is an Avenger. Okay, fine. Then he's my choice. Reaction. Have you seen the new Spider-Man movie? All 3 Spider-Mans are in it. No, I haven't. I think that's something I will watch eventually. Gail and I started to watch Shang-Chi last night, but we didn't finish it. Carol, hi Clay. You go to midnight mass on Christmas Eve, and then do you open your gifts when you get back from the church? We used to do gifts in the morning, but now sometimes we do them the night before, and it's not even midnight mass. Sometimes we go to an earlier mass as well. I live on Woodwards. When can I visit you? Well, Matt, go. Let's meet in a public place first. Got to take a look. Yeah, well, no, after the stream, you got to watch the bowling video, Arcel. Are you ever afraid Richmond will flood in the next 10 years? No, Rob, I don't worry about that kind of thing. Edmund, did you watch the Jake Paul knockout? Not live, but I've watched it a few times on Twitter. Pretty nasty. Fangirl, how's Mickey doing? He's doing great. Thank you for asking. Very lazy dog. Perfect for our family. Fillmore, you like the Matrix movies? I've watched them once. That's it. Not a big fan. Visit in a dark alley. Yeah, you know, I just blew past reaction clubs. I didn't even know that was a spoiler. So I apologize if I was complicit in that. Okay, now everyone's giving reaction club some love. Okay, come to Jesse Walk sometime. Matt, are you still an elementary school teacher? Not teacher, sorry. Are you still an elementary school student, Matt? No, Lucas, I appreciate the thought, but it happened. This is the first time it's happened, and I can't control what people type. But I hear what you're saying, Lucas. I think that's just more of a common sense thing, so we'll just kind of let it go and hope it doesn't happen again. Sue, it was kind of a big rumor. Matt, go. So you are still. What grade are you in, Matt? Hello, Michael. Clay, do you ever go out of town games? Calgary here. Oh, cool. I've seen other games in other arenas, but never the Canucks. I've been to Calgary. I've seen a game in Ottawa. I've seen a game in San Jose. Well, All-Star game. I've seen a game in Vegas, but I've never seen the Canucks play in any of those cities. Okay, I won't talk about Spider-Man anymore. You're in grade 7? Cool, Matt. That's cool. That's very cool. James, are you open to other Christian religions, or is the Catholic Church the end-all and be-all? Well, I've been Catholic since I was 19 years old, but I have a lot of friends, brothers and sisters in Christ, of other religions, and I've been to many other evangelical or Protestant, however you call it, services, for sure. I'm very open to that, and I collaborate with a lot of non-Catholics in my work, for sure. Saddle Dome is amazing. I have been in games there, and the flame, the heat is very, very warm, for sure. Fangirl, I might see the new Spider-Man movie on Tuesday. Our theater starts ticket sales for that day at 4. Okay, cool. Arizona's the best venue I've been to. I went to Vegas. That Vegas game was pretty crazy. Jacko, hey Clay, do you think the break helps the Canucks continue their amazing run or hinders it? Jacko, respectfully, ask me anything right now, but no more Canucks-related questions. I had talked about this at length earlier, but yes, I think it's a good chance for them to learn the Boudreaux systems and get healthy. Derek, Clay, how many planned family trips or planned church or family events were postponed due to COVID? The big 2 so far. Actually, 3 big ones I can talk about. The biggest one was Gail and I were supposed to go to Rome in July 2020 for our 20th wedding anniversary. Then our family was supposed to be in Disneyland right now for Kayla's 14th birthday. And then Jacob just had a big bowling trip to Montreal canceled in the new year, unfortunately. Pablo, hi Clay, a Habs fan, but love your channel content. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Happy for the Canucks being able to turn their situation around. That's what happens when you get an actual coach in. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Pablo. I appreciate that. Matt, go, all right, I'm sleeping now. It's fun talking to you. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you being here. Lucas, Arso, Clay, if you were an athlete and could go to the Olympics this year, would you go? Oh, man, that's a tough one. I think depending on what sport I was in, who I was with, and my family situation. Where I'm at now, I think I would go because Gail would be fine with it. My kids are older. If my kids were only, say, 7, 5, and 1, as opposed to 20, 18, and 14, maybe I wouldn't want to miss 5 weeks of their childhood. So it's actually a very, I can kind of argue either way, but that's a great question. I think with me, because I do have my booster, I think I would still consider going, especially if I was getting old. If I was on the backside of my career and I didn't think I'd get to another Olympics, I think I'd go. Fangirl, you're welcome for doing the Zoom chats. Yeah, they are fun. No problem, Brandon. Duffman, you think it's going to snow a lot this week? You got your winter tires right? Yes, I have my all seasons. I don't use winter tires. It doesn't snow a lot in Richmond, and I'm a decent driver. So yeah, but I'm ready to go. Greatest thing to hear from a religious person is respectful of other people's religions, just overall being nice. Thanks, Clay. Yeah, no, that's the way I live my life, but I appreciate that. Okay, last 5 minutes. Then at 11:10 sharp, I will start to do my wrap up. And then for those of you that are still in here, we're just going to flow right over to my Canucks, my bowling mic'd up video. It's pretty funny, actually. It's quite good. It's 20 minutes. Oh, I'll talk about it in a couple minutes. All seasons equal summers. Uh-oh. What do you call a person who boos a lot? I don't know, Alfred. What do you call a person who boos a lot? A ghost. Dogwood, all seasons are only good for 3 seasons. Get some snow tires. Yeah, that's fine, Dogwood, but it barely snows in Richmond. But I hear what you're saying. A booster. Very good, Alfred. Very good. James, don't go to the Olympics. No family, no fans, no fun. That's fair. Fangirl, how early does Maria have to be at the rink for singing the anthems? Good question. I think she likes to get there by 6:15. So just 45 minutes to an hour before. 6:15. I'm not sure I'm going to Alfred for my jokes at the end, but that wasn't bad. Person who boos a lot is alcoholic. Very good. That was quite good as well. Not bad. What kind of club do you go to get a shock? A reaction club? Which is actually funny that that has a double meaning, because you were saying that reaction club spoiled. Okay, I don't want to get too much into it, but that, Lucas, if that was intentionally done, then you're brilliant. If that was a coincidence, then it's still funny. Oh, that was intended. Wow, very good. Favorite wrestler growing up? Ooh, good one. Ricky Steamboat. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Duffman 604. Favorite family restaurant? Ooh, White Spot. If that's considered a family restaurant. Will you ever apply to be on Survivor? Bruce, interesting question. I think I'm pretty smart. I think I do well in the social game. Although they might find me annoying. And I would suck at anything, any challenge that had water or swimming in it, because I suck. And I have a pretty weak stomach. So any eating challenge, which they didn't do this year, or anything like that, it'd be tough for me. So I think I'd be better at other reality TV shows for sure. Favorite video game? Ooh, growing up I liked Pole Position, Dragon's Lair, but now it's the NHL series. Oh, White Spot 2. Good, Duffman. Coach Rob, on the island, they will not let you on the Malahat with all seasons. They have to be winter tires. So this means Shannon and I can't go to her mom and dad's. Oh, that sucks. Why? Because you don't have all winters? Is that why? Coach Rob, or because Malahat's not even open? Favorite non-family restaurant? Kobe Steakhouse. Irwin, White Spot props. Nice. Which White Spot you at, Irwin? Let me know, then I'll come see you. Maybe you can give me a discount. White Spot is tops. This was fun. Thank you, Clay. No problem, James. Hey, James, if you're not tired yet, in 5 minutes, we're moving over to my bowling video. Favorite food at White Spot? Ooh, I like the Nobashi prawns with the chili garlic sauce, and Monty mushroom burger. I'll eat, and I'll also eat the hearty breakfast. Yes, the van is all seasons. Gotcha, Coach Rob. Elfrin, will you do another stream of you and the boys chelling? We could, but it's pretty predictable because I suck so badly. But yeah, it's fun. Who's watching something so loud? Sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you. Someone put up something really loud upstairs. Low heat at Gilmore. You got it as long as I'm on. Okay, Erwin, I'll come find you. All right, it's 10 after 11. I think I'll do a wrap up. I'll talk chicken fettuccine, one of my favorites. Give me a sec, you guys. Give me a sec. That was the strangest thing. We have an Amazon Echo in my kitchen. Kayla and Gil are upstairs. Sean and Jake are still out. And that was blasting some Adele song super loud. I thought Gil or Kayla were listening to it. So I had to go talk to my Amazon Echo. We can't hear how upstairs your mic is solid. It was actually over there. Yet then someone else said, I like the background music. So which one is it? Moving over to the bowling stream. See you there. What an incredible individual. Alexa being annoying. All right, let's wrap up now. So here's a few things. No, this Alexa's talking. Quiet. Alexa, shh. What's going on here? Alexa has no time for stop. It's great. Okay, friends.
Here is an answer from an Alexa Answers control.
Alexa. Who's talking? Alexa, shh. Alexa, stop. This is a little scary, you guys. This is a little scary. No, I'm not going to read your comment because you just want me to get her to talk. Okay, I got to wrap up in the next 4 minutes. You guys, the reason why I want to wrap up. No, firstly, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for your great questions. Moderators, thank you. Sponsors, Performer Transform, Van City Experts, Gassy Jack Art, and Monkey 9, thank you. I want to tell you about a couple things before we move over to the bowling video. So Marie's coming over tomorrow. We are recording some cameos that people bought, which is awesome. Proceeds going to Canucks for Kids Fund. And then we are going to do a quick Christmas song that I want to get up in the next couple of days, especially with the Canucks not playing. So look forward to that. It's about Bruce Boudreau, but it's not Bruce. There it is. It's an actual Christmas song. I think you guys will like it a lot. My last live stream of the week, tomorrow night is Canucks After Dark with me and Parker at 10. And then my next live stream on Wednesday night at 10 is going to be 2 hours. I'm going to do 1 hour of chat. And then from 11 to 12, I'm going to be playing all of my Canucks Christmas parodies over the past decade with a bit of commentary about each. So if you just want to relax and chill with me on Wednesday night, we're going to watch a decade worth of Canucks Christmas parodies. So I'm looking forward to that. And I hope you join me for that as well. So that's on Wednesday night. Aside from that, I appreciate you guys being here. No Canucks games to talk about this week. But I'll still do some daily content. I'm not sure what my week in a glance video is going to look like. Not much to preview, but I have a couple games to talk about. And then, and then Monday night, Canucks After Dark. Wednesday night, my 2 hour live stream. And then probably take a break Thursday, Friday, Saturday for Christmas. In about 2 minutes, I'm going to close off the stream. And we are going to, for those who want to join me, I'll put a link right there where you can just click to it. And that's going to be my bowling mic'd up video. This was footage I took 2 months ago, but it's a 20-minute video. I'll be live in the chat. It's pretty funny, if I may say so myself. You can see how I bowl. You can watch Jacob bowl as well. You'll see. I only track my score, but you can see how good Jacob is. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully you are in the chat, and make sure that you chat with me in there. Okay. Lots of great chat today. Thanks, everyone. Lastly, as always, subscribe if you like to. Like this video if you like to. Become a member of this channel if you like to. And leave a comment below if you like to. Also, I will pin the proposal in my next vlog. I'll do it on my bowling stream. No, actually, I'll do it here before I go. Because I got 1 minute before that stream launches. And then I'll finish with my sign off. And then we'll go from there. So Clay Emo proposal. So, okay, let's not get confused. This one is the proposal video. And then the premiere is going to start in about a minute. Well, there's a minute of a countdown too. So we'll get to that. Oh, I think I just lost the proposal video. And here is the bowling video. So I don't think, click on the link that I just posted. That is the bowling video. I will say stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And how much does Santa pay to park his sleigh? Nothing. It's on the house. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah. Come over to my bowling stream now. Arcel, I'll put the link in there. See you there.